4.5 hours. You all got to wait. Now we have a little bit of a problem here. Usually I'm in the front. I'm fake guys towards the front. There is an issue with doing that, and I'll show you. Do you not see what's there? This is one thing Christina wanted. This belonged to my grandmother. It is years old, but this is one thing that she wanted us to bring for down the road. And so we had to get in the car, and that's how we had to get in the car. And so, which means I have to sit in the back seat because the front seat is taken up by a rocking chair. It's the only way we can get it in the car. So you guys get to look at me today. Anyway, thank you so much for the King Usaiga. I'm learning how to say it. Art form. It was wonderful. I was very impressed with my little self that it came out as good as it did. Still learning. I think it's certainly something that I'm going to learn. I have 5 different patterns, very simple patterns to do so that I can learn the technique and learn, the length of something and the fray of something and how to use the seam ripper and all that kind of stuff. I think too, once I get some of the supplies that were gifted to us, as far as like the cutting instrument, I think that one is going to be a lot easier to navigate over the one I used last night. So between that and having that as the cutting supply, having the seam ripper that is a little bit more of like a pen, it looks like, than what I had. It's more rounded. I will say this, I did it last night, but if we're going to do this in the future, we're going to break them up. So if we do like the next project that we're doing, which I think will probably be the cross, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it probably in 2 or 3 sessions. So it was a long haul to do it. Thank you, Alice. It was a long haul to sit there for 4.5 hours. I don't think I could do that again. And I would strongly suggest doing it on a flat surface. So like when I'm really having a bad pain day and I can take you and be in my bed and thank you, Brit family, be in my bed and do the diamond painting. This isn't that kind of thing. You need to be sitting at a table. Thank you, Alaskan. Sitting at the table, being able to focus on the art, being able to have that surface to be able to do it. So you need that. And guys, you can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. So that's, first of all, one thing that I would recommend. So it's not something that I can go, okay, I can take this when I'm having a bad day and sit like I have to. Hi, Sandy, in my bed and be able to put the diamond painting up. So I pushed through. I'm glad I did. I wanted to finish that last night. I'm going to keep that one. And the reason that I'm going to keep that one is because I want to see my future ones as I improve and say, this is the first one I did. I learned a lot last night, techniques. One thing I'm going to get rid of is the frame for right now and see if I like it better without doing the frame. And maybe look into getting the paint sticks as, sorry guys, the paint sticks as a way of being able to frame it. I can use Photoshop or shadow boxes. The one thing about the shadow boxes is they can be expensive. And here's another thing. You really have to make sure that you're cutting your piece. If it's an 8x10 shadow box, it doesn't mean that the piece has to be an 8x10. It has to be smaller. So that's something that you kind of have to navigate. And Josh is learning how to cut the foam and how to use the cutting tool that we got to be able to cut the foam. And so this is all a learning curve. And that's why we're doing very, very basic ones right now till I get the technique down, because I learned a lot just in the first piece. But I do wanted to show, I have all of them like with a frame around them, but I'm going to get rid of the frame. think we're going to stick to 5x7s for the next couple of times. The ones I have really kind of lend themselves to that, most of them. And I think it'll be a good starting point as we kind of navigate how to make all this happen and so forth. Thank you, Sandy. And so I enjoyed it, but I won't sit for that length of time again and sit and do it. I have my coffee because I didn't get to finish it at home. So we're doing Raising Cane's today. I'm getting my nails done. Christina's getting her nails done. So if you know, the iCoffee's still there. If anybody wants to buy a coffee, I'm sure Mom will give me a little bit and let me buy a cup of coffee, right? So if anybody wants to do that and support the channel right now and so forth, they can do that through iCoffee until we get back to monetization. We're almost at 2,200 watch hours, so we just have 1,800 watch hours to go. We got a big boost last night. I think we went from like 3 something to like over 400. I mean, it was like a nice little boost. It was like 50 or something on watch hours, so that should help too as well. But what kind of have to keep plugging along. One thing I really liked about that art form was it also made it so that it was interactive for you all, because I was able to say, what do you think of this fabric? Do you think this fabric's too bright? This will work here. Do you like this? And so that was one thing I really, really liked about it, because you guys get to have an input on a little bit of what, you know, I use as far as fabric. So that becomes a really nice way of interacting with the chat and saying, do you all like this fabric? Do you think this is, you know, would this work here? And so that was one thing I really liked about it. But again, anybody can do it. I'm glad I was able to show that. I do, again, thank you. I do, again, intend to do it so that we can, I lost my train of thought for a second. I'm not with it. Haven't finished the coffee yet. I was saying. I just I'll remember in a minute. Another thing too, I have scheduled one to do a flag on the 3rd, and I realize we have an event on the 3rd, and I'm going to be done tuckered by the time I get home. So I'm going to have to change that, and now realizing how long it took one piece to do, I'm going to have to break it up. So I'm going to go ahead and break it up so that it's in kind of 2 or 3 pieces. So we're maybe sitting for like an hour at a time and doing it until it's done. So one piece could take several days to get done. You know, I would certainly recommend, if you're doing it, do a little bit at a time, walk away. I know what I'm saying. Go ahead and I'm going to show you all how to do it. We did like we did a frame fabric yesterday, putting it together with a fabric frame. Trying to say that multiple times, right? I'm going to show you all how to not do it with a frame, how to make sure your ends on the side are longer so you can just carry it around. And then I am going to get some paint sticks, which can be free, and or they're very inexpensive. I think like a pack is like or something like that, so we can frame the sides with that. I really do still like, and I think the felt was 99 cents at Hobby Lobby for the pre-stuck felt. I really like putting the felt on the back too, so that's something that even if I put paint sticks wood around them, I would still probably go and get the peel and stick felt to be able to do that. And you could even put that on the wood so it would look really sharp. Something to think about. But we were testing that image that we used last night was not totally straight, because again, Josh is learning. I told him he's gonna be the cutting person. I am not using that thing, and I'm not going to be I do not do cutting things like that well. So he has to learn how to cut. So anyway, So we're on our way to see Christina and spend the day and hang out. I'm looking forward to being a grandma soon. Not yet, guys. I haven't yet, but soon. And I did tell you that when it does happen, I'm going to wait a little bit. So whenever I do finally announce it or just say it's official, please know it's not the accurate day. I'm trying to be respectful and respect the privacy of my daughter, and that will always come first. Always, always, always. Now tomorrow we have just a special time for our family, so we're going to be doing that. We were supposed to get nasty weather today. It is beautiful out here, guys. I'll show you. I'll flip it around so you can see. Different view. I mean, if you can't see the clouds, just a beautiful, beautiful day. It's not 80, 90 degrees. Thank goodness it's in the 70s. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day out. The clouds are just gorgeous, and so I'm thankful for that. Pray, of course, for everybody that was affected by the storms. We were supposed to get a lot of bad weather last night. It did not happen. We got a little bit of a rain and thunder, and that was about it. And some wind. That was all we got. So I was very thankful that we didn't have any of that happening. But you guys got to get to see a little different view than the normal view, which is facing out that way. So I probably won't be live tomorrow. Friday or Saturday, I'll probably try to do a live. Maybe we'll do the cross, the next project in there. I will have all the supplies by then and let you see the difference. So I think that's what we'll try to do on Friday. But again, we're going to have to break it up. Like I'll have to do one on Saturday and do one on Monday. And I'm doing these really simple patterns to get an idea how to do this. It is an art. It is a technique. You have to learn. I learned a lot. I can see every imperfection in my work last night. But that's part of learning. I can honestly see why people would use... I used a 1 inch, but I can see where people would use a 1.5 inch of that foam board. Just because it gives you a little bit longer to be able to tuck the fabric in. I can see absolutely why people use 1.5 inch versus an inch. And I can see why people use 2 inches. Because you could have more room to be able to do that. So that'll be an adjustment to as I look and see. But I think it's just learning how to tuck the fabric in. But it's very relaxing, and it was just you got addicted to the point where you're like, oh, one more piece. Oh, wait a minute, one more piece. Oh, one more piece. There's Mama, she's driving. one more piece. So anyway, as long as we're just one other thing too, as long as as Mom and I are just in the car, I'll be able to put you on the mount that I usually do and do live streams that way. If Josh is here with my mother and myself, we have a little thing over here. Y'all can just kind of imagine what that is for the future, so that if we're going out and about, those that have, and those things that have to be put in for children, what a pain in the neck they are to put in and out of cars. So I got a really good deal at Sam's Club one day, and went and got one months and months ago. So with that being said, it's really hard for Mom's knee. It just doesn't want to bend. It just doesn't want to bend the way it does. And so it's really hard for her to get kind of back in, back here with this thing here, and be able to get out easily. So you might get streams where I'm sitting back here holding the camera or getting my selfie stick and showing you all or something like that, because I've instructed her that if Josh is driving, then I will be sitting in the back seat. She gets the front seat because I can get in and out easier than she can. Listen, thank you so much, Brit family. If she had good knees, the woman would be dangerous. But she has two knees that act up, and it's just difficult. And what I don't want to see happen, she gets back here, and then we try to get her out. I have to help her, and we have to kind of move her knee in a way that's painful. And then what happens if it gets hurt? And then we're in a whole mess I don't want to be in. So she's been instructed, like it or not, if Josh is in here, you are in the front seat. I don't want any arguments. End of story. Even though she fought me at church. The woman fought me at church. I'm telling y'all, Mama is tough cookie over here. She was all over it with me. She's like, no, that's okay. I had to raise my voice a little bit at church. And I said, no, you will get in the front seat of the car. She didn't like it too much. She did finally do it. And the other day, I purposely came out early and sat in the back seat so she'd have to sit in the front seat. Good night. Oh, and by the way, it was so funny yesterday. We were doing this rocking chair, and we're getting this rocking chair done. My grandmother, in her infinite day, went ahead and got put tape on the bottom of this. Can you see the bottom of the legs of that chair, rocking chair, so that it would not scratch her wood floor. And it was a mess. I mean, it was falling apart and everything. And so we had to take it all off. We had to use glue. What is that stuff? Glue gun to get the dang on stuff off the back of the legs of the thing, right? And then I had to go get my black paint. Well, see, that's why crafters have paint. We had to go get black paint so I could paint it. To those people that are antique people, I'm sorry, but that's all that we had on hand. And then I took to the bottom a little bit of Mod Podge because I was like, well, I don't want the black paint coming off and going on my daughter's carpet. So anyway, we were doing it. And last night before I went to live, I said, I feel like there's something on my toe, my bottom on my foot. And I got to be imagining this. There's nothing on the bottom of the foot. Do you believe some of that tape winded up on my foot? Yes, I was outside in bare feet. But you know what? My grandmother was like, oh my goodness gracious, you're like, I'll be fine. And I'm much more comfortable in bare feet than anything. So anyway, I got tape on the bottom of my foot. And then I looked this morning and there's still some of it there. Mom, the brakes. Mom, I'm just letting her. I know I don't need to do that, but it's a whole different angle. I see Chihuahua coming back here than it is going in the front seat. Whole different angle. They're on the brakes again, Mom. I'm just letting her know. I'm giving her a courtesy. There's the brakes again, and there's another car coming over. Yes, I am. And I'm allowed to be. It's my birthday. Oh, dear's me. Maybe a horse. Just sit back here for a while. Just, you're not going to be able to get over anyway. So just sit back here and slow down and we'll be good. I'd like to make it to Christina's in one piece. Well, he's carrying, it looks like, horses. Y'all can tell me. Maybe it's horses. Maybe it's cows. We don't know. Maybe it's not. Oh no, it's a horse. It was a horse. Look. I looked this morning and I still had tape on my bottom of my heel. Lord have mercy. So we had to sit there out and scrub with glue, whatever that glue gun stuff is, to get the stickiness off. And then I had to paint it because it was just a wreck and it was still sticky and it was just a mess. Yes, it was. Yes. We're only at Fry Road. I know it is, but it seems like we've been on here a little bit longer than I thought. Beautiful sky though today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So guys, I'm going to finish my coffee and get off here, but I just wanted to hop on, thank everybody for the birthday wishes. We'll see. I may come live on later today on the way home. We shall see, and celebrate again. But looking forward to celebrating it with my people. If you're praying people, please keep my husband's uncle in your prayers. He is just not doing well. So we'll keep you updated. We're praised that my mother was nothing to worry about. And I will have a blessed day, that is for sure. Thank you all. You guys truly are the blessing behind Blessed to Crochet. Remember to be proud of being you. Everyone else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. We have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And keep watching so we can get back to the road of monetization. You guys are the best. And we have the best community as far as I'm concerned on YouTube. I'm going to finish my coffee and enjoy the rest.